So I was sick for quite some time. And while I was sick, this deck came, the Elemental Goddess Oracle, and four other ones too. I'm going to review all of them right now, one at a time. And as you can see, oh, I just realized I didn't take the plastic off of this. Yeah, when it came in the mail, I did not take the plastic off of any of these because I like you guys to see my natural reactions to the deck. So whenever something comes, I don't open it until, let me get this off, until I get on camera. So here we go. Now you can see it. So now the plastic is off of it. Little shine from the light overhead, unfortunately. Let's see if we can change that. Not really. Let's see if we can get this in order for you guys. Okay. I think that's the best we're going to get. And it's going to be a little bit of a glare because there is a glossiness to this. But this is our deck, the Elemental Goddess Oracle. Let me show you the back of it. This deck was sent to me as a gift from the publisher. So I didn't pay for this. This was a gift. And it was for the purposes of doing an honest review, as you can see. So that's exactly what we're going to do right now. I'm looking to see if there's any place on here where here it is, the price. So it's $19.99 US, $24.99 Canada. All right, there we are. So here we are. So like I said, I wasn't feeling good and I got a bunch of new decks and we're going to sit here and take a look at them. My name is QueenAusetHeru and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and pass it on to anyone and everyone who might like it too. Please drop us a positive comment in the comment section. Let me know if you like this deck or if you intend to purchase it. Or maybe you might already have it. I think it's pretty new, but I think it is on the market already. Underneath this video, I will give you a link to where you can purchase a legitimate copy of this deck if you would like one. Okay? So without further ado, let's get started. All right. Let's see. All right, let's go. Let's just get into it. Let's just get into it. The first thing is that there's no finger holes here. I generally like finger holes, but it slid off very easily. So that's something that I can excuse, of course. That's my only reason for wanting it is that I'm hoping that it'll slide off. Sometimes I have a really hard time with that, but this one is not like that. So I'm gonna. Ooh, that looks pretty. I can't wait to get to the cards. Ooh, look at this guidebook. What I like about the guidebook is that it's in full color, as you can see. Lots of information here. There's a quote here you can use as an affirmation. Oh, wow. Talks about the points in the body. So anybody who's interested in body work, this would definitely be good. And they have another affirmation. So there is an affirmation. And then there was one in the beginning. I said I could use it as a short affirmation too. So I really like that. There seems to be a spreads. There's spreads in the beginning. And the guidebook has color. And it has a lot of information. I'm seeing elements. I'm seeing all kinds of stuff in this guidebook. So the guidebook looks like a winner. We're going to take a look at that again when we get to the end. The inside of the box is empty. Let me move it out of the way. All right, guys. Now we have the cards. Let's see. This, I'm going to show you one before I get started. This is the back of the cards. Now, as you can see, the cards are as glossy as the box. Some people like glossy. I don't mind glossy. My only issue with glossy is when you're trying to, when you're trying to take pictures and video. The cardstock is good. It's glossy, but it's good. Yeah, it's really good. It's not too thick, it's not too thin. So yeah, I'm feeling it. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to start from the beginning. Yeah, they are in order. Most places do put the cards in order, and these are no exception. And let's go. Number one. So they're all numbered, which is awesome. Let me see. I want to get you as close to the card as possible. Let's go with this. Yeah, okay. So we can see here the goddess of womb existence come into harmony with your cycle, wood and earth. So we're seeing an elements. Wood is an element. Earth is, of course, the earth elements. Um, hmm, Interesting. Well, first of all, I like the fact that even though there is a very thin border, it really doesn't interrupt anything. It goes along with it very well. The card size is the standard card size, good size. Um, the artwork is very unique. It's pulling me in. Check out this artwork. Let's take a look at number two. And it said, didn't it say goddesses? It said elemental goddess. Okay, so we're going to see different goddesses of different elements. So these all seem to be wood and earth. So they must be in these categories. I really like the artwork. It's different. I've never seen anything quite like this. It's kind of collagey, but not exactly. Yeah, it's very interesting artwork. And even the color schemes that they chose to go with. Um, I'm trying to make it so it's not so glaring when you guys are looking at it. Let me see if I can make a little. Let me see if I can make a little thing here. Just to get it up in your face. Okay, okay, five. Okay. Hmm. Well, as always, these look really good for Oracle cards to me are always really good for a daily pull. So if you wanted to do just like a one card daily pull, this could be great for that. You could use it for your altar work. You could also use it for journaling. I love Oracle cards for journaling. It's one of my favorite things to use them for. I also like to use them in conjunction with a tarot reading. You can definitely do that with this one. If you were doing, like, for instance, a goddess deck, this would be a great deck to go along with goddess, divine feminine, that kind of energy. So I'm really feeling this. I'm feeling the color schemes and the poses, like this one. I love this pose. We can build or burn. I hear that. That sounds Aquarius to me. We can build or we can burn. What you trying to do? I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Okay. All right. So here we go. Now, we talked about altar work, we talked about in conjunction with other things. And of course, because there's spreads in the front of here, you can use these with any spreads. You can use the spreads in the front of this book, the guidebook, or you can use any spread, mind, body, spirit, AM. One of my favorite ones is AM, noon, PM. So what's going to happen in the AM, what's going to happen in the noon, what's going to happen in the PM. Okay, so now as we can see, when we move from different elements, the color changed. So the color went from the green with the wood and earth. Now we're into the fire. Okay. Fire is one of my favorite elements. So the fire element is like reds and oranges, as we can see here. Um, Fires burn hot. Okay. It's very different. I'm used to goddess decks, goddess oracles, things like that. But this is different. I've never seen anything quite like this. Because it seems to incorporate. It looks like it's incorporating a lot of Eastern philosophy. So that's really cool. Like yin spirit, that comes from the Eastern traditions. Yin, especially yin and yang. So I'm feeling that concept. So we're taking this and we're going. Let me make sure I get this in a good space for you. Yeah, we're taking these and we seem to be going very international with this concept. Um, but it's interesting to me because I see different cultures in it. So I like that vibration. If you look at the faces and you look at the words and all the uses, you see different cultures represented. Let me see. Did it tell us on the back of it? Or the back is under here. That was the top. We'll look at it when we're done. Because I know I gave it to you guys to read. Forgiveness. One of my favorite concepts is forgiveness. So many people run from forgiveness. So many. And they have all kinds of reasons for it. But I've come to find that usually it's just that they want to hold on to the resentment. They're still mad. They're still hurt, which I totally get. And it's different aspects. We saw fire, fire. We see in fire, earth, now fire, water. So it's the different combinations of the elements, earth and earth. You see? So it's different combinations of the elements, not just one. So depending on what card you get, that's going to say a lot about where your energy is at that moment. Hmm. Goddess of weeping for the world. Wow. Goddess of the ravine. You know what this reminds me of? I have this deck, and it's called the Weaver's Oracle or something like that. And it reminds me a lot of that. And also one thing I'm noticing is the ages. Like you can't look at her face. Oh, look at her third eye. My goodness. It looks like some of them, even though you don't get a lot of personal detail. I mean, you get a lot of details, but it's mostly in their headdress and in their outfit, which is awesome. But also, I feel like you can see in their faces some are older, some are younger, so that's another thing that I'm noticing. I wasn't expecting to see differences like that, and that's really cool. And I can't really tell like by their faces what culture they're from, but I like that because I love being able to see myself in the cards. And with these, I think everybody can pretty much see themselves in different aspects. And this is earth and air. So again, paying attention to the fact that the elements combinations are different on different cards. See how her nose is wide? That's how my nose is. And her lips. So she kind of looks kind of like me. I like that though. I like being able to see myself. And then somebody else could probably be like, oh, she has my cheekbones. So it's different aspects of that. I like that. There's a lot of attention, even though the illustration looks very simple, but there's a lot of attention to small details in this illustration. So I like that a lot. And another thing you might notice is that you don't need to use a guidebook for these. I have a lot of people who are intuitive readers. I always encourage my intuitive readers to read the guidebook at least once, but many of them completely ignore me because they don't want to. And it's like, okay, metal and fire. So again, elemental change. So it's like, okay. But with this particular deck, I think, again, you could learn a lot from the guidebook. That's why I tell people to use it. But if you just wanted to grab these without the guidebook, if you wanted to do something really quick, you can. Like this one is Goddess of Grief at the Source. Burn at the source, metal and fire. So you could, if I wanted to do this intuitively without the book, I could say this card has something to do with grief. Just because it says grief. So you could intuitively look at this and figure out something along those lines. Now, me personally, I wouldn't do that. I would definitely use a guidebook with these because there's so much information. And it's so much information because like even like this one, Goddess of the Perfume Path, follow your nose, it says. So it's like I can kind of guess what that means. I can intuitively tap into the perfume aspect of it, the smell aspect of it, follow your nose, following your intuition, following your instincts. I can do it like that intuitively, but the book has so much more information. So I feel like there's so much to learn. So I definitely would use the book. But like I said, you don't have to. You could freestyle with these. It's enough information on here to freestyle. let go, prepare, and flow. You could just tell, like, let's say you got this card, it could be like, yeah, you need to let go, you need to prepare, you need to let yourself flow. So yeah, wash away and let it go. Again, letting go. So I see a lot of that energy coming here. And this is old ghost, so I would say letting go, washing away the past. Okay. And the great thing about glossy cards like these, I've come to find from using them for years and years, is that if I put it on the altar, everybody knows how when you do altar work, you might get ashes or a little bit of water on them. When they're glossy like this, it's usually easier to wipe it off with like a baby wipe, for example. You have to be really careful and really cautious with your cards, obviously, but the glossy ones, I've had a lot of success with wiping them off, real quick. Not too much water. I usually do use baby wipes. So that's another thing about using glossy cards, is they're great for the altar. This is metal and earth. Okay. Look at her eyes. So intense. The still mind. Water is calmer the deeper you go. Interesting. Yeah, it's probably true. The surface is probably the most active part of water. Beautiful. I like these. I like the water. It's interesting to me because in tarot, the cups represent water and emotion, and the cups is my favorite suit in tarot. And I've come to find in oracle decks that often the water element stands out to me, and it's no like it is no different with this deck. It stands out. This is my favorite. I like all of them, but the water set, I'm noticing the looks on their faces, the blue is really drawing me in. See, this reminds me of the Queen of Cups, the Shining Sea. And it's a very feminine energy. So if you're looking for something that is very feminine, very divine feminine, very goddess, this is great for that. If you want something that is more balanced with like masculine and feminine, um the elements are still masculine and feminine. So you can still get that vibration. A lot of cultures attribute the elements to certain either masculine or feminine vibration. So if you wanted something like that, you can still use it for that. You just, like, for instance, water is often a very feminine energy. Earth is often called Gaia, the mothering energy. So this to me would be a mother balance here, like a feminine balance. Some consider fire to be masculine. So this would be a more of a masculine feminine balance. It just depends on how you view it from your culture. Different cultures view that differently, as far as different cultures view different things as an element. Like, for example, and here we saw wood as one of the elements, but I was taught from my culture that the elements were earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. So wood wouldn't be one of them. But I have seen wood in some of the Eastern traditions. This is cool. I like this a lot. I like the hair. That's beautiful. And ether, the spirit. So when I talked about the fifth one being the spirit, I think that was our last one. Oh, that was the last one. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look at this. I like this. I want to take a look at it. It's number 45, so it should be at the end of the book. They are in number order, so that's good. And it says, Goddess of truest self, the sparkling, powerful essence of self. The Chinese element. Okay, so they do Chinese. Okay, so the first one, the Chinese element is water, and the Western element is ether. Remember, I said my tradition is from the Western. So it depends on what tradition you're looking at, but it's both. Creative insecurity, sexual insecurity, self respect. Oh, this is interesting. Let's see what it says. This is the goddess at the meeting of water and spirit. She is here to tell you that you are perfectly you. and that you are here for a reason. You have purpose, meaning, and power. And you have a responsibility to yourself to find what makes you tick, what makes you happy, and what you bring to the world. You are powerful in every sphere of your life to affect the change that you need to bring yourself into full and blazing oneness with self, with purpose, with the very energy of the universe. You are a creative being. You can problem solve. You can think outside the box. Carve out your path and blaze your own trail. This doesn't necessarily mean fame or money or adulation. It just means living consciously and opening yourself to the wonder of the world and the wonder of being you. Your power also relates to your feminine force. You have total ownership of yourself, body, mind, and spirit as it relates to your sexual power. You have the orgasms you want. Okay, yeah, I hear that. And you can enjoy sexual expression that lights up your life. Oh, that lights up your being and your life. Okay, I'm feeling that. Healing qualities, known as bright eyes, urinary bladder 1, helps eye issues, color blindness, back pain, and is a powerful spiritual point. Instructions: on the sides of the bridge of your nose, hold it. Okay, and then they say it here, then they show you a picture right there. So if you have a problem in this area, then that's what you should do. And then here's the practice. They tell you how to touch the points, how to breathe. They tell you exactly what it is that you should do. And they give you all of the information. So if you get this card and you have that, that particular one of those issues going on, which were what? What were the issues? So if you get this card and you have urinary bladder 1, helps eye issues. Okay, so eye issues, color blindness. So if you have back pain, interesting. Okay, so if you get this card, that's what you would do. You would do this exercise, and then at the bottom there is our information. I sing my song for me and for the world. I am one with wonder. I am eternal. I am free. So that's really cool. Okay, and it's all different. It just depends on what card you get and what's going on with you. This one is for the spleen, heart pain, and creates harmony and calm. Then they show you how to do it. So depending upon what card you get, there's an exercise that goes along with it. I also like that because when I'm working with clients, this is something that would be really good to give my clients, and they could work with this on their own after a reading or something like that. So I like it. I'm feeling it. It's different. This is very different than anything I've ever seen before. Um, Let me see. I'm gonna move this real quick before we go and see. Yeah, it's Western and mostly Chinese medicine. That's what I was talking about, the Eastern. So it's kind of like this East meets West kind of thing. That's really cool. That's really cool. All right. Well, I like this a lot and I definitely recommend it. I don't see anything about it I don't like. You know how I usually look at something and be like, oh, you could change this or you could change that. In this case, I wouldn't change anything. I think it's great the way that it is. It's a very unique art style. It's very different from what I'm used to as far as the elements are concerned, and it's a great teaching tool. So if you're somebody who wants to learn about the acupuncture, because that's acupuncture all day. So if you want to learn about the points in the body, acupuncture, stuff like that, this would be a great way to at least start. Of course, you can get a book on it, but this would be a way to see what's going on in your own body and address it, and then see what you think of the methods. So I'm feeling it. And like I said before, underneath this video, you're going to find a link. So if you want to get a copy of this yourself, you can get a legitimate copy. And I want to thank the wonderful people from this publishing company that let me show you once again so you can see how much it is, who sent this over to me. I want to thank them. I really like this, and it's a beautiful gift to give somebody. So check this out. Oh, and that's another thing, a gift. If you're somebody who knows somebody who's into this kind of thing, this could be a great birthday or Christmas gift too. It's awesome in that way. Stocking stuffer even. So there we are. Now, you guys come back soon because I got a lot more decks and a lot more to say. See you later.